Guys, so we are live. I'm enjoying making these live videos. I'm kind of just, whenever I'm training, I'm deciding to just pick up the camera, open the camera, and just shoot whatever I'm doing. If you guys see me, I'm still a little bit sick, congested, feeling a little bit under the weather. But I said to myself, I can't miss too many days of training. It's good for my mental. So I need to, even if I'm not feeling at my best, I'm still gonna get up. I'm still gonna train as best as I could. Always 30 minutes of strength training and 15 minutes of just working my striking, doing different drills. Like I always got my weight vest on, got my bands on my legs, had the weights in my hands. But before we start, guys, go visit my brand new website, nickdrossos.com. I have a complete self-defense tutorial, step-by-step self-defense classes, as well as brand new fight analysis, because they've been flagged on YouTube. So I have fight analysis, brand new ones. I have a weapons section, a women's self-defense section, access to all my seminars, a 3-hour women's self-defense seminar, my seminar in Vienna, my knife defense seminar in Greece. Plus, I'm adding new content all the time. Until July 1st, it's only $108. After July 1st, the price is gonna go up to $197, so that's a lot of content, guys. So go check that out. I'm also working on something big on my new channel as well. I'm working on making some changes, and I'm actually going to be going to Greece July 15th to August 20th. I'm going to be in Greece. So when I come back, I'm going to be making, like I said, some changes on the channel. There's a few things I'm working on. Some new content is going to be coming on as well. I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow, and that's it. So we're going to look at 5 ways to elbow in a fight. Now, first thing, guys, as you can see, I'm training, and I got this guy. I have the rope here. So what I was doing is, let me just move this a little bit more back. So what I was doing is really working on slipping, boom, boom, moving, working off the center line. So every time I strike, I'm moving off to the center line. I'm also switching my stance, striking the throat, boom, coming down, okay, and throwing those elbows. So this is just another thing that you can use, but just to simplify right now, I'm gonna take it off so you guys can see what I'm about to teach. Oh, let's just keep it on, right? So, what are 5 ways to elbow? Now, elbows are probably my favorite strike, especially in close quarter, because most fights happen in close quarter range where the guy is in your face. So my hands are I always teach the passive stance. Either you're here, hands crossed over. You always want to keep your hands up. Now what's really nice about the elbow, it could leave directly straight from a natural position, okay? Now, before I start with the elbows, one mistake everybody does, people don't step in. So every time you elbow, you need to step in. That foot here, when I elbow, has to come. Train that every time you elbow, oh my guys, it's fucking annoying. That every time you elbow, you're stepping in. So as I elbow, I step into the strike, because if, let's say he flinches, he moves, I want to be able to follow up with something. I want to be in there. So I just don't want to elbow. I want to step in with the elbow, and right away, if he flinches, if he moves, I come in with other strikes. Now, sorry guys. So what are the few ways to elbow? 1, you have an elbow that's straight. So if I'm here, boom, straight. So I go straight into the face. So the elbow leaves, my body follows. What you want to make sure when you're elbowing, let me move back a little bit. Let me bring it over here. Sorry guys, it's not, actually, let me put it this way. I'm gonna hit the dummy now. Any advice for someone to use against elbowing taller? Okay, great question if the guy's taller. So, there we go. All right, good, we got it. Let me take off this vest too, guys, because I got 25 pounds on me, and a lot of people ask me, why do I wear it? Well, the reason why I wear that vest is to really work on, take this off too because I'm dying of heat. to really work on that explosive power, to be able to bam, be able to move really quick so that vest is pulling me down. Once I take it off, I'm so much more lighter and faster. I'm also working my core and slipping and moving. Okay, so you can elbow straight, boom. That's one. From a natural position, what you want to make sure is that the elbow doesn't move back. So elbow's here and it goes right into the face. If I move it back, the person's gonna flinch, she's gonna see it. So you want to learn how to move. The weapon leaves from exactly this point and your body follows through. So you have the elbow straight. You have an elbow through the center line, which I love, which means if I'm here, straight into the middle, straight into the middle. This one's very hard to defend because it's a lot less telegraphic. So if my hands are here and the guy's in my face, if I'm here, I'm going boom. And I'm stepping in. Bam, bam. I actually gave a guy a concussion like this when it was just training, we were doing a scenario, and as he came into my face, boom, I stepped in. So I step in, hand comes up, the elbow comes up, right underneath the jaw or whatever you hit. It's gonna do a lot of damage as I come up. So you have around, straight, up through the center line, then you have coming down. So if I'm here, the elbow comes up. Oh, this one's good if the guy, let's say, if the attacker's kind of a little bit lower or lowered himself and he's kind of protecting himself. Let's say he's grabbed onto something, boom. I'll bring it up this way. Okay? So hand leaves, it goes up and it jams down. The fourth one you have is through the middle. So if the person grabs your jacket, let's say you've clinched with him and I'm here, boom, pop it, boom, and I'm stepping in. So I'm hitting it on the inside. So let's say my hands are on the inside, we grabbed or he grabbed me at any point, bop, boom, right? Through the middle inside, it's kind of like a snapping and I'm using the shoulder. Again, don't get too technical. You don't have time to be like, oh, hit him exactly underneath the jaw or hit him under the nose. Just hit him, right? Boom, boom. The other one is from behind. If I'm here and the person grabs me, boom, this way or that way, okay? So let me go through them, and probably the most important thing, like I said, is making sure when you practice this to step in. So let me show you guys this way, is to do this. If I'm here, boom, as you guys can see, I'm always stepping in with that leg. Now, the way I train it, I go super slow when I do this. You gotta program it. So from here, bring your hands up and just practice on. Now, I really like this elbow, right? That goes with the left. It's least expected, right? If you could develop a lot of power with this arm, being able to throw the elbow on the outside. So as I step out, I'm here. But look, my elbow's here, I can strike, and as soon as I do that first strike, I wanna clinch and come in and throw those elbows as quickly as possible. Another way you can elbow is this way actually, and that's Davis, a pro MMA fighter that taught me, is that as you're here, he would come in with his elbow this way, boom, underneath. So as he's here, boom, he brings it over here. Now, if you want to train all of them, what I do, it's going to be a little bit better. So if you want to train all your elbows, what I do is this. As you can see, I'm always trapping when I'm elbowing. Now, probably a good question I got it before, is what if the guy's taller? The guy's taller, right? Even if I can't move the dummy because I broke him. So even if I'm here, I can still elbow If I can even elbow into the throat, into the neck, it doesn't matter. The other option I have is elbowing right into the sternum. If I'm here, boom, right there. So if I'm here, so I elbow here, and then I palm strike, and then I come and follow through with other strikes. I'm a little bit out of breath, guys, because I'm sick. I've been under the weather. A lot of work, a lot of stress, but nothing but gratitude, so. Are you Greek? Yes, I am, Ken Shizen. So let me go through them again, guys. Elbow, learn how to throw your elbow from here. Don't train from here, train it from here. Boom, boom, up, over. Also, you could practice on trapping. So I grab the head, boom. Wherever I hit, I hit. Inside. Imagine, let's say the guy grabbed me here. As soon as he grabs me, boom, I step in with the elbow, or I step in with a strike to the throat. Then practice going around, going around. When you're going around, what's the old man doing? What's the old man doing? Training at 42. Probably older than you and in much better shape. So, and then working those elbows from behind, as well as you can work this over here. And then the idea is practice this slow motion, practice this with stepping in, and then put the stepping in as well as then just mixing it up. What I like about the elbows, it keeps my hands up here. So I'm hammer fisting, I'm striking the throat, I'm palm striking, eye gouging. And what I love about elbows as well, if you're in elbow range, you're also in knee range. Because the elbows are the same distance, same range as your knees. So what I practice a lot is elbow, elbow, knee, boom. And I switch my stance. I work a lot on switching my stance. So as I switch, elbow, boom, land, elbow, boom. And then I practice my palm strikes. But what you could do at the beginning is just isolate it. Just work the elbows. Work the elbows. And if you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. And I still train at that speed. So I still do it like this sometimes. I'll show you guys. Just here. And I work this. Imagine the attacker was behind me or off to the side. So I work my elbows from every corner, every angle. I step and I move. And I throw in the knees. And now guys, what you do is you put on the weight vest. If the opponent is better, shorter, jabs. Look, if he's much taller and you can't reach him, for sure you're better off. What this does as well, one very important thing is knowing your range. A lot of people don't know their range when I train them, right? So when I'm out here, right, if the attacker's here, I'm not gonna go for the elbow. If I'm here, throat shot, palm strike, eye gouge. If I'm here, hammer fist as well as palm strikes. If I'm here, elbows, knees, neck cranking, eye gouging, throat crushing when I'm in close, right? And if I'm completely out, throw a knee if you're small. And if I'm completely out, I'm using my legs. So if I'm out here, right, I'm in kicking range. Boom, kick here, kick to the groin, push him back. As I get closer, step in, boom, palm strike, finger jab to get that distance. Once I step in, I can go into my hammer fist, my elbows and knees. Once I'm in close quarter range, this is when I'm ripping into the face. I see a lot of times people are out here and they're going for elbows. I'm like, you're not in elbow range. I don't care if you throw the best elbow. You're not in range for an elbow. What happens with people, they get emotionally attached to what they're really good at. But if it's not time for you to do it, thank you. So guys, here's the idea when you're learning self-defense. It's not about learning more. It's about learning less. You could learn everything I have to teach you in about 6 months. You'll know everything I teach. There's nothing more. There's nothing more that I can teach. After that, it's about training it over and over and over and over again. I'm not doing anything new other than sometimes, yeah, I train with different instructors and I pick up little things here and there. But the fundamental base remains the same. Keep it simple. None of this 1, 2, 3, put him down, no. Strike him and get out as quickly as possible. Right? Learn how to strike from from passive stance. I've done this 1,000 times. Just boom, boom, boom. With my eyes closed. So I train where I don't actually need to look at the target. What happens in close quarter moves, you won't see the fight. You won't see, oh, punch is coming. Oh, where's his eyes? No, you gotta learn how to tool and target with your eyes closed, because in that range, hand is quicker than the eye. So the more you learn, the more chances you have of short circuiting. So this is why I can't do any throw, any tips, any throw. So this is why you gotta keep the shit simple. Learn what works and just train it. Guys, I was working my footwork, right? I made a video on it. I'm here working my footwork, moving, learning how to switch, go from side to side, because I know against a knife, I need to be able to move in many directions. I don't want to be a one-dimensional fighter. So I train. There's sometimes I just say, okay, I'm gonna go southpaw the whole workout. The whole workout, I'm sparring, I'm moving, I'm training with the left leg forward, being able to step out and step in with that leg. What's the best tip you can give to someone who's about to get into a street fight? Don't! Guys, look, I hate the word street fights. Like I said, I've said in other videos, I've worked as a bouncer, as a doorman for years in clubs. When you've seen guys get their asses smashed, because the truth is, in a street fight, you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know the mindset of your attacker. You don't know if he has a weapon. I mean, I'll fight anybody in a cage. Anybody, because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Concussion, broken ribs, been there, done that. I'm still in a safe and controlled environment. I could tap whenever I want, somebody could throw in the towel, and there's an ambulance right there to take care of me. In the street, if you get jumped, and I've seen people get knocked out, and then there's 4 guys kicking him. So, avoid it, guys, avoid it. And that's That's what I'm trying to teach here. I'm trying to teach you self-defense. And what's the difference between self-defense and fighting? Self-defense is if somebody were to attack me in the street right now, you better believe I will fight to the very to my last breath. That's for sure. But before I do that, it's because I did everything to talk my way out of it. I was aware. I would avoid it through awareness. I will diffuse and de-escalate the situation as best as I can. However, if I feel that my life is being threatened and I have to fight, I will fight. Win or lose. Win or lose. That's my mindset. Win or lose, I will not stop. Win or lose, I will give it my the guy pulls out a knife and he attacks me, I will continue fighting. I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, he's got a knife, there's nothing I could do. And when I hear instructors say that shit, well, say that to your attacker, or you could give him the fight of your life and you give him everything you got. That if he's gonna take you, you're gonna take, he's coming down with you. Right? And obviously that's not the main point. I don't want to teach people how to, I'm not here to teach people how to win fights. I'm here to teach people how to survive a fight. And, I've worked with people who've been attacked and they were able to like fight the whole way through. And it was a girl that got attacked by a guy and she was in the hospital and he was in the bed in the other room too. She gave him the fight the whole way through. Nick, just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. You really teach people a lot. Thank you. And you know what, guys? The first thing I'm trying to teach you guys is how to, how to stay alive, how to survive a fight. The difference between winning and surviving is very simple. You might get attacked with a knife, like a testimonial I got from a guy in London. He got stabbed once. The second time, because he saw my video, he struck the guy, and he ended up dropping. And because he saw my video, he knew to trap the knife because he was in close quarter range. He got one stab instead of 10 stabs, this guy, and he managed to knock him out, and they were able to catch him. So that was enough to save his life. You might say, well, he got stabbed. Yeah, but he's alive, he's home, and he fucking survived. That's why, Nick, do I always get very nervous before a fight? What can I do to stand my own? Look, great question. You're gonna get nervous. Guys, I spent years as a doorman. And a lot of the doormans that I'm not talking about the knuckleheads, the guys who had, something to live for and were there just to, make money over the weekend and they wanted to go home to their families or whatever. Obviously didn't want to get stabbed, didn't want to get shot, didn't want to get killed. And it's normal to be nervous. You will be nervous. You will, you are going to go through adrenaline. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. And whatever you resist, persist. It's part of the process of your fight or flight. And, well, I'll show you guys an interesting story. I was talking to a firefighter and we were talking about fear. It's going to tie into what I'm saying. And I go, let me ask you, George, every time you go into a fire, are you scared? Because he's been a firefighter for over 15 years. He goes, every time. Every time I'm going into the building, I'm shitting my pants because I know I might not come out. Every time you don't know what you're going to get. There's no roadmap to what the fire is going to look like. Right? So what happens is, same thing with a street fight. You don't know the outcome. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's why through proper training, through scenario training, through doing, through even strength training, the more you do something, the more you know about a subject, the less you have a freeze of panic and panicking. It's not for nothing in schools, they do fire drills. So when the kids hear the fire, they know what to do. It's the same thing with training. I know that if somebody were to attack me with a knife, I might get slashed, I might get stabbed, but I know I won't be like, oh my God, what do I do? I know I have to trap, parry, strike, pick up an improvised weapon because I've trained it so much. Yeah, you could also run the scenarios through your mind. That's it. Play out the scenario in your mind and recreate it like it's real. Right? So visualization works. So if you have a fear of getting attacked with a knife, play it out in your head. And even in your head, see yourself getting stabbed or getting hit, but still play it out. Does being very nervous help us in a fight, or does it make you less effective? Look, this is my theory, and people could debate it, and this is through experience. You're going to be nervous. You're gonna be scared, but at that very moment, you gotta be aware, you gotta be at a present moment, and you don't have the time to question yourself. You gotta breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe and focus on what's happening right now. Don't start playing a scenario in your head, because if the scenario is playing in your head before the fight and you're thinking, holy shit, I'm gonna get a beating, as soon as the first punch is thrown, guess what? You're gonna get a beating. You gotta be in the present moment. That means listen to what he's saying, but more importantly, what he's doing. Is he angling off? Is he shifting his weight? Is he reaching for a weapon? Are they two? Are they three? Do I have an improvised weapon? Is there in a few seconds, you don't have time to start thinking, what do I do? You got to be focusing on assessing the situation and the threat so you can make the best decision in that moment. So shift your thought from, I'm going to get a beating, I'm scared, holy shit, the guy's too big, he's too strong. If you're thinking like that, you've already lost the fight, because it's me against you and you against you. You're fucked, you're outnumbered. And shift your mind to, shit, as you're talking to him, you're looking at his hands. Is he shifting his weight? Is he angling off? Do I need to step in? What do I need to do? So it's about redirecting your thought process somewhere else. And don't get in your head with those type of ideas. If you're thinking, shit, you're looking at the guy and you got to the point where you're questioning yourself, you're fucked. Exactly. Pay attention to their hands, their face, their stance. Is he doing this? Is he shifting his weight? I know these cues because I saw them in the fight, in the club. Guys would be outside, they're doing this. If they're pacing themselves, it's because they're building adrenaline to punch you. If the guy shifts his weight, it's because he's getting ready to sucker punch you. If the guy if he's close and he takes a step back, that means he's looking at his range. These are all cues you got to pick up before the fight. The fight starts right there. So my hands are up. The instant I know he's preparing his sucker punch. So as he moves, boom, I step in. Guess what? I get him completely off. This shit, it works because, you know, people, I hate saying it. People have seen me, and I hate saying about like fight or whatever. They're like, holy shit, man, you're so fast. What the fuck? I wasn't fast. I just knew what the guy was doing. I knew what he was preparing. I knew why he was angling off. I looked fast because I was able to move a split second before he does. To ruin at least one of them. Fighting bigger guys. So fighting bigger guys, you gotta go preemptive. You gotta hit them first. You gotta fucking sucker punch them. Man, I trained with guys who were like, true story guys, when I worked at the club and I gotta take out a guy, anybody who was 6 foot, 6'1", and weighed over 200 pounds, like it just shifts. I'm 170 at that time, I was about 185. Those 15, 30, 50, when you crash with the 250 pounder guys, holy shit. People tell me size doesn't matter. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like a fucking, you're trying to tackle a bear. And if you're trying to clinch him, it's like, you better have good footwork and good movement, because you trying to push this guy is impossible. That means I got to know how to clinch and be able to pivot and let him and use his energy against him and find that opening to throw a strike. The last thing you want to do is wrestle with a guy like that. The last thing you want to do is go force against force. Against a larger attacker, you got to strike him. You got to strike him where it hurts. In the throat, in the groin, if you get into the eyes, if not a solid palm strike, or to the nose or underneath the jaw, or a hammer fist to the nose. The nose is very sensitive, guys. Just do this, right? So if I'm here and I'm here and I just boom and I strike him to the nose with the palm, I'm going to do a lot of damage. We're super quick. Guys, 60. So finger jabbing, guys, you know what? I got finger jabbed by my son, right? So it's really funny. I'm going to show you guys a story. When I train with my son, I'm starting to teach him what I'm doing, and he watches my videos. So I was clinched, and we went here, and he went boom, and he gave me a headbutt. But thank God he stopped it. I felt the hair on my nose, right? And I was like, wow, he would have busted my nose. I was like, damn, that was good. And then we continued fighting, and then he went for a finger jab, and his pinky went right into my eye, and I couldn't see. And I remember saying when I got a finger jabbed, I'm like, it's like a 10-year-old kid. I'm not going to stop. So I continued fighting with one eye. I'm like, well, what would I do if this was the street? So it does work. It doesn't always work. I mean, it's not as easy as it is to get. Palms, fingers, and jabs or elbows, honestly, one of my favorite techniques to use in the street fight. Also looking good, man. Thank guys. Look at this, 42 guys. I'm 42 years old. I'm in top shape. I feel fantastic. Guys, by the way, go support me. Go watch my new website. Go visit it, nickdrossos.com. Self-defense tutorial. I got 24 step-by-step lessons teaching stuff like this, but actually breaking it down. I have I have brand new fight analysis. Thanks, Louis. I have brand new fight analysis because I can't post them anymore on YouTube. I have a women's self-defense seminar, access to my seminars, knife defense, so much content. And I have a promo. It's 108 for the next 30 days, and then it goes up to 197. So guys, go check it out, nickdrossos.com. That's it, guys. And I'm working on something big on my channel soon, something I'm really excited about. So that's it. We're going to the gym and working out. Help me with guys. Fucking train. Your base and your engine is this. Now, you don't need to be in like top phenomenal shape to defend yourself. You need to have first a good mindset. But does it help for me to be explosive, to be fast, to be able to run, to move, to be agile? If a guy's coming at you with a knife, you better know how to move quick, how to be explosive, how to have quick reaction time. You gotta, and I don't mean go to the gym and just bench. You know what I mean? I've trained with guys like this. They're fucking strong. But, when you're fighting, you gotta be multi-dimensional. You can't be just a one plane type of movement. I need to be able to move side to side. I need explosive power. Right now I'm training this, guys. I'm training to be this low when I'm fighting. Just boom. And I'm switching and I'm doing this. Right now, why am I doing that? Because I'm always challenging myself with something new. So I squat really, really low, and I was sparring for fun with a client. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, and I'm going low, and he's trying to hit me, and I'm just working my footwork down there, and boom, and I was sneaking up those punches from that low. Again, I just want to have as much to my side. I still work on my core strength, my twisting. I do a lot of chops, a lot of stuff with punches, weight vest, chin-ups, pull-ups. So for sure, can I ask you something? Sure, Abina. So we don't have a lot of people live. I don't schedule these guys, but soon if I get outnumbered and can't escape, Nick. Okay, so you're outnumbered, you can't escape. Here's a good question, right? Again, awareness, how the hell did you get to, how did they get to trap you? Or they're 3 or 4. I'm outnumbered, I can't escape. Start diffusing. Start diffusing if you can. Now, if you decide to go preemptive, you gotta take out the, try to put your back against the wall. Yeah, you could try to put your back against the wall, for sure. If there's a wall, if there's not, you gotta start moving. Try to avoid getting anybody from behind you. And then if you decide to strike, you gotta take out the first guy cold. Hard. You got to send a message to everybody else that's there. Once you strike him, boom, you got to knock him out, use him as a shield, or knock him out so cold that you actually demotivate the rest of moving forward. Now, you seem really passionate about what your craft. Looks like you found the purpose in life. That's my purpose, guys. You know what I mean? When I get testimonials about how I saved people's lives, or they watched my videos and they feel safer, this is what I do. This is my purpose in life. This is my mission, and I'm, very, very happy to be able to share it with everybody. This is my gift, and I'm 42, and I'm still doing it. Nick, what's your experience with over-aggressive sparring partner? Good, very good question. There's 2 things you could do. One, if they step it up, you step it up. So if they want to go hard, you're like, okay, you could tell them, like, man, if you want to go harder, you go harder, or depending on your skill, right, and how good you are, step it up to the same level they are. Or you could say, look, man, can we just tone it down? Put your egos and just tone it down. I'm sparring, and I actually just want to work on some drills, or I just want to go lighter because I'm working on something new. Nick from the UK, first video I've watched, and I'm hooked. Great skills. Thanks, Richard. Guys, go check out my new website, nickdrossos.com, for the self-defense tutorial. I have step-by-step lessons, guys. You can't learn this shit like through YouTube where it's a mix of videos. I'm breaking down how to learn. And believe it or not, you can learn a lot by just watching videos. Brand new fight analysis, a women's self-defense section, access to my seminars. I have so many hours of videos up there. Plus, I'm adding new content all the time, so go check that out. What was I saying? Finger jabbing on cement blocks. Not really. I do my finger jab just here. And when you're finger jabbing, guys, intimate. I need to learn to, as you finger jab, just keep the hands open. Boom, boom, that's it, boom. And you're going into the face. Yeah, I do a lot of this. So what I do, if I'm here, footwork, I practice a lot on just boom, boom, just moving here. Boom, just to be able to switch. Boom, boom, boom. Be able to go when I switch the knee. Boom, boom. So I throw the knee. When I throw the knee, I land. Boom, boom. Throw the knee, lands. So I'm always stepping off as much as possible outside his power box. I really practice that switching both sides. Εγώ πιστεύω πως αν όλοι έχει μαχαίρι και σούζει. Η ζωή σου είναι πιο πολύτιμη. Boxer versus martial artist. Depends what martial art. Guys, boxing is your base, guys. Fuck, I actually, I just signed up my son to jiu-jitsu. And I'm planning to go back to boxing. I alternate with trainers and systems, but I'm always like, I'll go do jiu-jitsu for 3 months, work on that, go do boxing, go do Thai boxing, mix it up. And boxing is your base, guys. Having good footwork, knowing how to throw a good punch, slipping, moving, working your range. To me, when people ask me, what should I start with either jiu-jitsu or start with, a good solid boxing thing on working out for punches. Well, one, I was just doing it before. I grabbed the 6-pound weights and I just boom, boom, boom. And I use the weights. The other thing I use the elastics, right, for my punching power. I do, again, different drills with that. With the bands, the weights, I do a lot of chops just to help me as well teach my body how to make that movement. That when I strike with my whole body, putting my hips behind the shot as well. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching, for following, guys. Boxing needs to be the first thing before you learn any other styles. John, I kind of agree with you, man. Boxing is, learning how to throw a good solid strike, working your footwork, your timing, your speed, your range. People don't know their range. You don't know your range. You're either throwing that punch from too close or, I know when I look at somebody, I know my range and I know their range right away. I know from where they can hit me because I've sparred so many times with so many people how to use kicks personally. I keep the kicks below the waist, into the shins, into the knees, into the groin, low snapping kicks. They're not going to finish a fight. They're more a distraction, but I kick low to either demotivate them, to push them back, or then try to strike high. So guys, I'm out. Guys, go visit my website, nickdrossos.com. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to have a really good new video coming up tomorrow. Multiple attackers. So check that out, guys. And go visit my website, nickdrossos.com. I'm going to put the link in the description.